Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account and we're continuing the breakdown with our top 5 heroes of the faction without the Awakened heroes included. And today we're going to be looking at our Graveborn heroes. Now overall, when it comes to early game, Graveborn is the way to go. Even when you get into mid game, Graveborn with Daemon and Ivan combination are the two that are super strong to build. But there is a point where Daemon really does kind of fall off. However, coming in at number 1, which of course for the regular heroes is Ivan. Ivan is an absolute monster. One of the few regular 4 faction heroes that comes in the SSS tier with the ability to not only buff the target that he goes ahead and shields, but the shielding in there, the puppet, the energy regeneration with this hero is kind of crazy. Looking at the plus 30 signature item, when other allied heroes sacrifice their health, a puppet receives 100 energy points. Now we have seen this hero run with a ton of different heroes for this energy regeneration factor. The Awakened version of Belinda, it worked incredibly well. The Awakened version of Athalia, we have seen it in a lot of our damage dealers, especially Rem, a lot of different ones that we've seen the energy recovery coming out of this, as well as the build for Ivan is phenomenal. Looking here, we do the 9 of 9 furniture. During the manipulation, damage received by the puppet is reduced by 50%. This, of course, went hand in hand with the Awakened version of Belinda, who does have some survivability issues. So you have the ability to actually be bursted down as a hero very quickly. This is going to mitigate 50% of the damage that Belinda is taking, which of course is huge. And this hero's utility is probably unmatched by pretty much any other support hero that we have. Maybe Lavatune falling in about the same level, but overall a very simply broken hero when it comes to the build. Then the engraving, we are doing a 66 right here. I built him up to a 61. But the big thing with this, when control ends, the enemy hero released from the panic audience state will have their haste reduced, which of course is going to affect PvP. And also has Skeletal Squire. This is going to provide PvP as well with an energy reduction and a stun, making this hero just completely broken. I love how Ivan works. And again, even running early game, if you can get Ivan built up a little bit, has some crowd control, has the shielding ability. So essentially you're taking a hero like Daemon, you are making him stronger with the shield that Ivan provides. And also Ivan is untargetable when he shields, which is a really cool aspect, meaning that he can't die when he has that shield up. Now coming in at number 2 is another support hero, which of course is Sylus. Now Sylus, overall, when it comes to a support hero, when it comes to buffing, when it comes to the immunity, still being used in a lot of AFK content, especially, again, when you think big picture of not having all of these heroes built, Sylus can fill a niche if you don't have some of the other support heroes built in there because of the attack rating that he buffs. Right here, allied heroes that have more than 50% of the max health receive an attack rating of 20%. That is a pretty solid buff overall. Now, in addition to this, they have the health recovery that is decreased, which again, PvP-wise, works incredibly well. He is also needing that 9 of 9 furniture. The effect skill can be utilized by ranged allies whenever Injected Fury is used. So when he does the immunity, it is going to provide some additional. And you can also see when using Injected Fury, their normal attack damage by 50%, normal attack frequency by 30%. Now we also know in conjunction with like a hero like Aethys, in that combination, if he is buffing up normal attacks are being used, Aethys will go ahead and amplify the damage from normal attacks. You can create a pretty good cycle in there. And then of course, the plus 30 is really all you need here. Ally recover 40% of the attack rating as health every second. This is a boost, of course, with the survivability. Not only does Injected Fury give you an immunity, which is awesome because they can't take the fatal damage, which of course was broken, especially when he came out. But overall, the ability to heal them up while they have the immunity and buff is awesome on this hero. Now coming in at number 3 is Oden. Now again, if you don't have all of the heroes built, Oden is one that we're still seeing in a lot of formations and a lot of the substitutes when we look at different game modes. Now for him, we are looking at a 309, so actually building up this plus 30 signature item. Each time the Eye of Skill reaches 200 Fiend points, the attack rating goes up and the haste goes up. He can buff himself as a mage, which is awesome with the signature item, meaning not only is he doing more damage, but he is doing damage faster. Then you put in that 9 of 9 right here. When he uses Void Lightning every 8 seconds to attack an enemy with the current highest energy. So he is targeting one specific hero, which has the highest energy, and he can actually reduce the energy recovery, which is awesome to see from the 3 of 9 furniture works in great conjunction. Then, of course, the engraving, 41 is what the optimal is in here. I went higher because of this. When you go up to a 60, the attack rating goes to 18, haste to 20, which of course is going to amplify the attack and the haste, and he can do it in a multitude of ways, making him a pretty solid damage dealer when it comes to the tower. Works incredibly well because he is also coupled with the energy disintegration, also with the displacement, meaning that he is going to teleport heroes around, which is kind of broken. Now, coming in at number 4, we do have Lady Simona. Now, overall, when she was released, nobody thought she was good at all. We have seen her really rise in conjunction with the awakened version of Chimera, who has the energy disintegration, works incredibly well as kind of an energy battery. Now, for her plus 30 signature item, definitely want to be built. Energy store limit at the bell is up to 1,300 energy. That is right. There is a ton of energy built here, and you only need the 3 of 9 furniture. Don't have to build her up all the way. The 3 of 9 furniture will work well. And then they put her at a 41 engraving. So you can see we have her at a 30, but just taking her a little bit higher because, of course, the magical damage dealt to enemies within the range is increased by 40%. This is going to be able to amplify the damage that the awakened version of Chimera is doing. In conjunction, if you're running a team with Ivan in there as well, Ivan is going to shield that awakened version of Chimera, making it very, very difficult to kill her. And then, of course, you're going to get a lot of magic reduction as well as energy out of Lady Simona, which makes her work incredibly well. And the final one in here is Grez. When it comes to utility, guys, Grez is still barely hanging on by a thread, but overall, the hero still does see a lot of play. Again, if you don't have every hero built, if you don't have them ultimately built out with a lot of engraving, a lot of signature items, a lot of the furniture, he still does the job very well in a lot of formations, running sometimes with the awakened version of Baden in formation. We've seen Alnagrez, which actually lasted for way longer than I ever thought it would, but Alnagrez was a formation. And again, if you're looking at formations, if you don't have Rem, if you don't have a couple different heroes to run with Alna, if you're building it up, especially earlier game, Grez will do pretty well as long as you can keep him alive, as long as you can keep him safe. When he gets the minions up, he is very tough to kill. Now, of course, for Grez, we're going a plus 30 signature item. Says he will now be summoned more frequently, which is his little minion, which is pretty cool. The normal attack damage, the 40 on this doesn't really make a big difference. 9 of 9 furniture is what we're looking for, and that is the biggest ability he has, is actually the signature item, coupled with that 9 of 9 furniture, because when the Skeletal Warrior comes up, it is going to be shielded. Now, of course, with that shield and his abilities, when that shield is broken, it is going to do damage. Now, the optimal build on him with the engraving goes to a 41. So again, bringing him up here. So not only is the shield value going to be increased, but the shield value is also going to be increased for the minions, which is the reason why a lot of players do build him out. And again, when that shield is broken, that is what is doing the damage with Grez. And again, a lot of players still using him as a substitute in there. And when we start breaking down a faction, especially looking at just the core heroes minus the awakened heroes, because of course, the awakened version of Chimera and the awakened version of Baden are super broken within AFK Arena, still being utilized in a lot of different places, which is really cool to see, especially the awakened version of Chimera. I think she has probably one of the best builds for heroes in the AFK Arena that we have seen. But all right, guys, that is going to do it for the top 5 Graveborn heroes broken down without those awakened ones. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.